Hey, welcome back. This is part of my beginner series, part 2. Today I just wanted to go over a couple of things for anyone starting out with yoga. So the first thing is, this practice is for you and your body. So I want you to move mindfully, and part of that means that if something induces pain in your body, that you want to back out of that. So typically in yoga, you'll be taken into poses that seem a little awkward or seem a little difficult or just new as you're introducing your body to different ranges of motion. It's completely normal to feel that effort and that discomfort. What's not normal is when an introduction of a pose to your body induces pain. That's when you want to stop and back out of that and modify. So keeping that in mind is essential. And secondly, just keep trying, have fun, and explore. We're not here to be perfect. We're definitely here to practice. That's why it's called a yoga practice, not yoga perfection. So keeping that in mind, this is for you. Just enjoy it. I think that's all I've got to say. So sit tall. I encourage you to have 2 blocks and a strap, a nice sticky mat that's not super thick, and sitting on a blanket. That just keeps your hips more or less in line with the knees. Sit cross-legged, keep the knees over the ankles more or less, and pull the toes back toward the knees. Lift the shoulders, roll them back, and keep your shoulders over the hips. And for this silent sitting, it's just connecting to your breath and body. So keep the hands where they are, palms up or down, and gently close the eyes. Take a comfortable breath in through the nose, and then a comfortable exhalation through the nose. And trying that again, take a full breath, nice and comfortable through the nose. A nice, smooth, steady exhalation here. And then just noticing the body, noticing if there's any areas of tension or any areas of energy. Or perhaps the mind is wandering all around. It's completely natural, totally normal. So just gently start to move that awareness of all of those things, bringing it back inside. So notice your body here. Notice your breath. And one more full breath in and out. Draw the palms together, bowing the head toward the heart, dedicating this practice today to yourself. Slowly blink the eyes open, lift your gaze up, and release the hands. So we'll start with some shoulder opening, which is really essential for a great yoga practice here. So stretch and lift up the right arm, and then bend the elbow and place the palm of the hand in between your shoulder blades. And then take the left hand and catch hold of the right elbow and use that to navigate your elbow back and a little bit inward. And lift the chest here. Make sure you're not leaning the neck forward, but you're opening up. Holding here for another breath. It's okay to be tight if you're tight today. And then release, second side. So lift and stretch up the left elbow. Bend the elbow, place the hand in between the shoulder blades, and then take the right hand and use that as a navigation for the elbow. Help it to move back in space, maybe a little bit in toward the body. We do yoga to find length and to find strength. So that's what we're doing today. We don't come to yoga having arrived. It's just something we practice. And then release. And then take the right arm out, leave the thumb down, bend the elbow. You'll sweep your arm behind you, and it could land right here. So you could keep your hand right here, or you could start to draw the elbow down and sneak the hand up the back. Anywhere in between. So lift the chest. I'm using my left hand here to kind of help me elevate. In yoga, we're always sitting tall, opening the chest, and then release. You might feel a sensation in the front of the shoulder. Bring the left arm out, thumb is down, bend the elbow, Draw that arm back, and again, your hand could just stop right here. That's fine. Just stretch. Or sneak the hand up and in between the shoulder blades as this left elbow draws closer to the center of the body. Try to have evenness in the shoulders. And again, you can use that right hand to lift and elevate here. One more breath. And then release. And now take your strap. We're combining those two together. So bring the strap into the right hand. Bend the elbow. I'm going to turn around just so you see what's happening behind me. Bend the elbow. And hand comes in between the shoulder blades, but keep hold of that strap. And then left thumb is down. Bring the left arm behind you and either catch hold of the strap right here or sneak the hand up and you can grab a little bit closer. Wrap, I'm going to face you now. Wrap the right tricep forward and pull the elbow back. And then create a little bit of tension in the strap. So walk the hand up the strap. Draw the left elbow in and hold for another breath. And then release. Second side. So taking that strap now into the left hand. Bend the elbow, place the hand in between the shoulder blades, but make sure you hold on to the strap. Right arm sweeps out, thumb is down. Bring the arm behind you, bend the elbow, and sneak the hand anywhere. So connecting the hands via the strap. Bring some tension by walking the right hand up the strap. Hug the left elbow in. The back of the left arm, the left tricep is wrapping forward or facing forward. Draw the left elbow in and hold for another breath. Neck is long, spine is long. And then release. All right. Roll the shoulders back. Draw the shoulders forward. Excellent. Okay. Let's come into hands and knees. So if you find discomfort, you have bony knees, just place a blanket underneath the knees and you'll experience some comfort that way. Spread the fingers nice and wide here. So whenever the palms are connected to the mat, the fingers are moving just out. So you're distributing your weight a little more evenly. Keep the wrists underneath the shoulders and keep the knees, hips distance apart. Uncurl the toes. For a moment, draw the navel in, draw the belly button in, and press the tops of the shins down into the mat. Pull the shoulders back. Keep your elbows straight. Think about, again, the backs of the upper arm moving backward toward the back body. So they're not out here. They're wrapping back. And almost the eye of my inner arm is facing forward. So from here, draw the left knee in and stabilize through the right side of the body. And then bring the knee down. Try that again. Knee comes in. You can touch that forearm and bring the knee down. Hip rotation this time. Draw the knee forward. Bring the knee out to the side. Make a big circle with the knee and find your knee pointed down. Foot is up, knee is bent. And then sweep that knee back and draw it in again. Knee out to the side. Bring the knee down. Keep the hip nice and level here. Finding that 90 degree in the knee and knee back in again. One more. Hip circle here. Nice and steady. And lower that knee down. And second side. So making sure you're nice and stable. Spread the fingers. Exhale, draw the knee in, right knee in, and then bring the knee back down. So as you do that, make sure you're not shifting too far in the hips. You're just keeping a nice stable body. Nice and straight in the left arm. And here we move with the hip circle. So knee draws in, sweep the right knee out to the right, and then move the thigh, top of the thigh down. Knee is lifted, and then draw it back in. So knee sweeps out to the right, bring the foot up, knee is bent, and then one more here. Knee in, circle out to the right, hip square, and lower that knee down. Okay. From here, take the left arm and place the hand just lightly behind the back of the head. And from here, twist and open to the left pressing down through the right arm. Right arm is nice and straight. And then bring it the opposite direction. Sweep the left elbow down. Touch the left elbow if it's happening to that forearm. Inhale, lift. It doesn't have to reach. Exhale, rotate down. Inhale, make sure you're not yanking on your head. Nice and long in the neck. 2 more. Inhale, lift and reach. And 1 more. Keep the hips right where they are. And lower down. And second side. So this is really good spinal rotation happening in the thoracic spine, in the upper spine here. So bringing the hand behind the head, nice and light. Inhale, sweep the right elbow up to the sky. Leave the hips where they are. Then exhale, lower the elbow down and twist toward the left. Inhale, reach, be strong in the left arm, elbow is straight. Exhale, coming down. Inhale, reach up, twisting open. Exhale, lower. And 1 more here. Inhale, lift and reach. Exhale, lower down. And release. We're coming into downward facing dog for a moment. Step the hands forward, curl the toes under, lift the hips up and back. Take a breath here. Inhale and exhale, lower to knees for a moment. And we'll do that again. So for me, every body type is different. Everyone has different proportions. For me, I like to walk my hands forward a little bit. Some people can leave their hands right where they are and lift up into down dog. What we're looking for is a nice long spine and not too high of hips, but not too low of hips either. So it's in between a plank and a forward standing forward fold. So we'll try that again. Play with your hand placement, spread the fingers wide, and then lift the hips up. Move the hips back in space. And you can even ask someone, hey, is my spine looking long, or am I looking really rounded here? Am I looking rounded in my upper back, or are my hips here? Sometimes we'll have our feet a little bit too close, and we're in this hybrid forward fold. And sometimes we're back here in a plank. So finding that down dog positioning is really key. Move the hips back, soft bend in the knees, especially if your hamstrings are tight or you're just waking up. And then lower the knees down. Bring your blocks. You don't have to have your blocks, but you can use some books if you would like. Have them on either side of you, ahead of you on the mat. Standing on the knees, coming into a forward lunge. So step the left foot forward and have that ankle way ahead of this knee. Take the hands to the blocks, lift the chest here, and shift your hips forward. Pull the left hip back, and you'll notice my right knee is behind my hip. So I'm not up here. I'm moving my hips forward so I can build strength here and opening in the front side of my thigh, my right thigh. Lift the chest, and then stepping back. Other side. Step the right foot forward, ankles ahead of the knee for this one, and then begin to bend the right knee. Right knee lands over the ankle, and as I move, I'm wrapping this left hip forward, pressing down through the front heel, lift the chest. And we'll do that again. Step that foot back, step the left foot forward, shift the hips forward, lift the chest, and imagine your front heel is dragging toward your back knee. And then step back with the foot, switch sides, right foot steps forward ahead of the knee, and then shift the hips forward, open the chest. Draw the navel in. Move that right heel toward the left knee, and then come back. This time your hands will come inside of your leg. So notice here I took my left block, and I'll step my left foot to the outside of my left hand. You got it. I'm bringing my blocks a little bit lower because I know my body, but you'll play with it here. Shift the hips forward and begin to heel toe your foot out to the left. So my toes are at a diagonal, and I can even lower my blocks here and come onto my hands. Lift the chest, lizard pose, and then walk back with the leg, and I'll switch sides. So bring the right foot forward. So I like to use my mat. I don't know if you saw my foot slip. I like to use my mat first. I bring my hands down, then I heel toe my foot out to the right so I'm not slipping. So knee and toe are facing the same direction. Lower the hips here, open the chest. So what we're doing now is just getting into the front body a little bit more, getting into the hips, opening that up. And then slowly come back, coming into downward facing dog. Lift the hips, draw them up and back. Let the head hang. And then walk the feet forward, take your time here. Your hands can rest on the blocks, forward fold. Keep a nice bend in the knees, let the head hang. Feet can be together or apart. See what feels right in your body. Slowly roll up to stand. And face the long end of your mat. Step wide. Bring the hands out and just take a look here. Notice that your toes are pointed forward. Notice that the legs are pushing back and straight. And more or less, ankles are underneath the ribs. And then bring your hands to your hips. Turn the left toes in. Sweep the left heel out. And then bring the right foot about 90 degrees to the right. Turn the chest toward the long end of the mat. Leave your hands on your hips. Look toward the side or the long end of your mat. And bend the right knee. From here, leave your hands where they are. We're going to take our gaze over the right shoulder. So just simply twist the head. Continue to move the chest toward the long end of the mat. And then take a look at your knee. Make sure you have a nice bend in the knee and that the knee is not behind the ankle and it's not ahead of the ankle. Right over the ankle. Eventually we move this thigh a little bit closer to parallel, and that involves a lot of hip opening. So if you're up here today, just leave it. Continue to gaze and now extend the arms. Looking over fingers for one more breath. And then press up to stand, parallel the feet, and step your feet together. Second side. So step wide. Again, toes pointing forward. Push the thighs back. And leave the ankles right underneath the wrists. Bring your hands to your hips. Move the right heel further away and the toes point in. And then spin the left toes out to the left. Take a breath here. Actually, we'll leave the hands to the hips, sternum facing the side of the mat. And bend the left knee. So you can have a shorter stance and a higher knee bend, but I want you to start playing with leaving that knee over the ankle. Reinforce long spine, torso or sternum is facing the long side of the mat, and then gently turn your head to the left. Continue to press down through that front heel. Extend the arms, gaze over the fingers. Standing tall here. Be active in the back leg for one more breath, and then press that leg to straight. Straighten the feet and step your feet together. Wonderful. Let's come down onto our backs here. So coming into a little bit of core work, crossing left knee over the right leg, and then bring the hands behind the head and lift the legs up and curl the tailbone. So you can start here, lifting the legs, and then exhale, lift the head, neck, and shoulder. Lower the head down and lower the legs down. So be mindful of the back. Elbows can draw forward a little. Lift the knees, lift the head, neck, and shoulder. Notice the spine here. It's moving into a C shape. Now let's move as one. Curl and lift. Lowering down, and we have one more. Curl and lift, tailbone lift, shoulders are lifting, and lower everything down, and switch the cross of the leg. Lift the legs up, draw the legs toward the body, lift the head, neck, and shoulder, and round here for a breath. And then lower the legs down, lower the head, neck, and shoulder down. Lift the legs, draw the knees close to the face, lift the head, neck, and shoulder, reach, legs lower, head lowers. We'll move as one here. Draw everything to center, making sure you're not pulling on the neck, nice and gentle, and one more breath here. Slowly lower down for our final pose before resting, bridge pose. So bend the knees, feet are flat. Catch hold or grab the sides of the mat. Press your arms down into the mat. Make sure your ankles are under your knees. You can always just lift up and take a look here. Lift the tailbone, lift the lower back, mid back, upper back, all lift up. Press down through the heels and press the entirety of the foot down. Leave your neck long. Lift the hips, make sure the knees aren't moving away from each other, and then slowly lower down upper, middle, lower back, and tailbone. 2 more just like that. Lift the tail, lower back, mid back, upper back, filling up with air, expanding through the front body, strengthening the back body, inner thighs turning on, press down through the inner foot, and then lower down. 1 vertebrae at a time. Last one. Press the heels down, lift the body up, press the arms down, move the chest a little bit toward the chin. Nice and long here in the spine for 1 more. Inhale, exhale, lift the hips, and then slowly lower everything down. Hug the knees in. Take a gentle twist, bring the legs all the way to the left, lower them down to the mat. Bring the arms out like a letter T, and then gaze over right shoulder. Slowly bring the legs back to center, and then lower the legs all the way to the right side. Extend the arms, gaze over the left shoulder. Slowing the breath down. Bring the legs back to center and coming into Shavasana. For today's Shavasana, bring the bottoms of the feet together, the knees come wide. You can also bring blocks underneath the thighs to support the thighs here. Arms come out. Gently close the eyes. We'll spend a little bit of time here in Shavasana, but not very long. It's just a moment's rest, allowing all of that practice just to sink back into the body. All of that energy you just expended, allowing it to return to you now. So noticing the body, softening the abdomen. On your inhales, expanding through the front body. On the exhales, just sinking down into the ground, spreading the body out. Doing that 1 more time. Inhale, exhale, and then slowly draw the knees together. Roll to one side of the body. And you can use the upper arm of the lower arm to be a pillow for a moment. Press yourself up to a seated position that's nice and comfortable, and take your time here. Lift the chest. Draw the palms together at the heart and just rub your palms, creating heat. Cup the center of your palms over your eyes. Open your eyes into your hands and move your hands away from your face. Thank you. Thank you for practicing with me today. I hope this introduced some new range of motion to you, or some familiar poses that you're returning to. And if you have any questions, please ask or leave a comment and let me know what you'd like to see next for this beginner series. Thanks so much.